Hello. Sorry guys that I seemed very uncomfortable, but I'm on my period and I have some period related pain, so I'm hanging in there. That's why I'm using a blanket. She is on the list. There's a lot of other Aries idols. She is on the list. And I do not specify what I read. I only read what's available. I do general readings. I don't specify, and I don't read for health. If something about her well-being comes up, then I say it, but I don't focus neither on love nor health, just general. Hey, Jedam. How are you? I hope. How are you guys? Oh, I'm great. I just finished watching Shiny, so I thought I was gonna be late here. But which episode? Um, I believe the last one, like the this week's one, is the fourth. Is going to upload tomorrow, right? It's going to be available tomorrow. Oh, thank you for episode four. Is already up. Actually, like I don't want to be like I'm enjoying it so far, but I cannot wait to see my bias. Now that I discovered who is my bias in Treasure, I want to see him. So I guess I have to wait until this part finishes, and then I will see my bias. It was shown already on SBS, but YouTube, it be at 6. Okay, okay. Yes, you're right. You're right because I remember, yeah, last Saturday it was after we finished the live stream. I remember that I was cleaning my house and then I was getting ready to make dinner, and the episode was on YouTube. So yes, yes, Doyon is my bias. Yeah, but I'm enjoying it so far because this gives me an opportunity to meet the other guys, and I'm loving them. I understand why. Like I'm actually like I'm going to begin to stand them because they are so cute, and also I like the girls. Like I think that this is cool. This is cool. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Also, I'm a bit nervous because I know that Treasure usually has some, because it's a YG group. You do have to wait a bit to get a sort of comeback from them. But when they come out, they're usually really good. But yeah, it's like Blackpink, like one comeback every 2 years. Um, Guys, like we did the last time. If you notice that my microphone is not functioning right, or it's out of batteries, please let me know, like putting an emoji of a red flag so I can see it in the screen, and I will be like, okay, I have to change it. I love the girls, and the boys are adorable. It is one of the best shows they've done. I like it. I like it. I'm enjoying it so much. Like I think that is so refreshing. It's so refreshing. Like, and I'm sure that for a fan, of course, that every little content that the group does is entertaining, of course. But for me, sometimes when I see certain content from certain groups, um, it seems like it has been done already. Like them hanging out in a house that is, they have to play games to go and do the groceries, and who is making dinner, and what they're going to do next, and if they're going to do a karaoke. It seems like it's something that it was done during the pandemic, that yeah, it was entertaining back then, but now we want something new, out of those, when they make these trips, and I think that it gets a bit repetitive. But since they are bringing this as a sort of dating show, I love it. I love it. And also, they are learning a lot about themselves, because the girls are being very cautious with their feedback. With it's really a competition. It's really a competition. I love it. I love it because, um, if it was a fun, if it was just some fun, rating the members, or giving them feedback. It would be all from a place of a fan, like, oh, I will unconditionally love you forever, no matter what you do. And these girls are far away from this, so they are like, putting, giving the feedback and, giving a score, like a feedback accordingly to how they feel about, meeting someone from the opposite sex around their same age. So I like it. I like it, actually. Hey, Samara. I hope other groups would do something like this. It brings us closer to them by knowing their other side. Yes, yes, definitely. I was a bit worried for Asahi, I must say. I was a bit worried at first because I was like, that is not normal. Like, the guy was physically ill. Like, the expressions that he wasn't comfortable. Like, this wasn't like, oh, I'm shy. No, it was another kind of, symptom. He was panicking in there. And you can tell from the way his body was moving, the guy was very affected. Um, but I guess it makes sense because it's not only about being shy. It's also about, that everything is recorded and they are girls, they are this is why sometimes when I read for certain idols and their flirting styles and, what they like about someone, sometimes the answers that I get at least, are very general, and some of them are not that complex because, their career depends a lot on them watching every little step that they make, especially when it comes to meeting people of their age, whether it's friends, colleagues, whether it's another idol, it's not that glamorous. It's not that glamorous. So, mm, her worried for Saki, but he'll come through. I think out of everyone, he'll gain the most out of his experience. Yes. And actually, it's very interesting that the two Leos of this group, of this first group, the two Leos are the most, like, awkward. It's taking a lot from them, to actually show and reveal themselves. If I'm not mistaken, I believe both of them have Virgo moons. So I guess it would make sense, Virgo placements, usually they restrict a lot the person, especially, but it's amazing to see Virgo, like Leo signs being like this, this is why a Leo person can be very popular on stage. But, once they are off the stage, they are real people, real acting like regular men and women. It's not that because you are born in Leo, you are born a star, or you're born like, confident 100%. No. Actually, I believe I told you guys that I dated a Leo for a very short time because actually, like, I ran out of patience, waiting for him to be like more assertive. Like, actually, I got bored. And he had a lot of, like, Virgo placements. I believe he had Venus and Mars in Virgo. And he was the shyest guy I ever met. I swear, I think it took forever. It took forever for me to realize that he was interested, and that he was sort of like making a small talk, but it was so awkward because it seemed like he was really struggling to continue a conversation with me. So I translated this as, oh my God, like, this guy doesn't really like me, or he's not interested, or maybe he just wants to be home and not talking to me. So I will be leaving him alone. I will be like, yeah, thank you, bye. Because he was struggling. He was super shy. And I was a bit like uncomfortable even. I was like, because it takes a while, like you have to be a certain kind of person to accommodate to him and sort of like guide the experience. Actually, this guy then later, a few years later, then I believe he started dating someone younger, and he got this girl pregnant. This girl was much more younger than me. uh, but she got pregnant. I believe they were dating about like they were 3 months in the relationship. She got pregnant and he had to marry her, and then they had another child. But he continued being this shy guy. So I guess what happened to him is that he met a person that was like very willing and committed to be with him. So she was available, and she made it happen because the guy wasn't very proactive. So, it's amazing to see that after you meet certain people, they sort of drag you to, okay, now I'm pregnant, now you have to marry me, now you have to have my children. It's like, and he would still continue to have social anxiety and depression and all of those things that I found out later that he had. So, like, at some point, I felt very sorry for the guy because I was like, I don't know. In my case, I was like, I don't find it. Even though I liked him, I didn't see myself like being like, okay, if you don't make the first move, I'm going to make it myself. I was like, no, wait, this is not okay for neither of us. If you are not comfortable with talking to me, I guess we are not that compatible, because I would feel very weird about having to force a conversation or having to guess what he was thinking or what he wanted. I'm not that kind of person. Uh, but it's amazing how then he sort of met someone that did it for him, and he sort of went along with it, because he also was very passive. He wouldn't talk that much, and that's not very healthy. That's not okay. Hey, Stray Kids, Pink Lover. Yeah, this the memory that I have of him, and I felt very sorry for him. Like, um, I don't like a passive partner either. Communication will be hard. Yeah, yeah. Actually, the guy was great. He was great, but it took a while to get him. I don't know. For me, I just felt very uncomfortable. I felt very uncomfortable. Like, because I was I believe that it has to do because when I met him, I was just like, going through a very happy moment in my life where I was advancing. I was advancing in life. I was getting my degree. I was being promoted. I was making new friends. I was going to different places. So I was in a very happy place of exposure, and I was happy, and I was like, it was my moment. So when I saw him all shy, introverted, also very confusing, his body language was very confusing. Actually, I found out that he liked me because his co-worker told me, because I would have never guessed it, that he would be like talking to me because he was interested in me. I thought that he was just being polite. So see, that's the thing. Like, I couldn't. Guys, that I'm very communicative. If I'm communicative like this in English, that I don't know much about English, you cannot imagine how I am in Spanish, like speaking in my language. I'm so like, I like to talk, I like to share different views, I don't like, I'm not shy, I'm not shy. And he was just struggling. He was struggling socially. So I guess we just weren't compatible. Mm, mm-hmm. Maybe not immediately, but it will grow. Can you block that, Samara, if you're around, please? Because if I do, I probably block someone else and I don't want to touch it. Thank you. Oh, guys, it's something like I was like noticing this, and this is why, I don't I don't usually take requests from this shipping. Remember last week, not last week, I believe on Wednesday, I did this dynamic reading between Jaehyun, between NCT Jaehyun and Winter. Well, I did a TikTok about this, and it got a lot of views, a lot, a lot. So people in the comments are, oh, easy, are they, whatever. Hey, Catalina. Um, and then they started asking for another ships, and just not getting it. And I was like, oh my God. This is the reason why I just don't do this. It's not shipping because I mean, I believe that I chose because this person asked for winter and different people, and I chose Jaehyun. Um, I guess it was the less the Lulu, Jaehyun and winter. um, but it sort of opens a gate. Yeah, it opens a gate for another speculations that I just think that it just takes you through a rabbit hole that it's so like, at least for me, it feels so childish. It feels so like, for me, it's like, I don't like this. Like, I don't want to read about this. Like, the amount of people asking for Geno, NCT Geno, and another idols, it's unbelievable. Like, the reading, it should be called Geno and all the aespa members. Because I don't know their obsession with Geno. I'm going to read for Geno on Toro season, but I'm going to read for him because for him. But what is with people and their obsession with him dating all aespa members? Like, they cannot even like have like a single objective, being like, no, it's Geno and this one. No, no, no. It's Geno and the whole group, basically. And then another people. But wow, my God, that they don't leave that guy alone. They don't leave that guy alone. Like, I love Geno. Geno is my bias. Like, I find him very attractive, but honestly, like, I feel like they should leave him alone. you know, like, they should leave Geno alone. Like, stop a bit. Like, my God. Mm, they go crazy over some Geno. Yeah, I mean, I love him. Like, I found him very attractive. He is like, his body type is my favorite type, like, definitely. But he just let him be. Like, stop it. Like, oh, No, 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 no. And winter as well. I guess winter also is winter and other people. Like, and I think that they don't listen what I say because, and I think that there's people that probably, I don't know if there's real fans of winter because I have been pulling cards for winter for a while. And you know that I did pull some cards about her health, her well-being. I got some pretty concerning cards about this, not so happy cards about her health. And no one was like, yeah, Winter was going through this or Winter was going through this. Like, does anyone know if Winter is okay? Like personally, I would want to know if the girl is okay because the cards that I get, oh my God, like I'm worried about her. Mm. Winter is similar to Czechia. Mm. Mm. Hello, Diana. I say Diana, but I don't know if you are Diana, because for me, when I read it in Spanish, it's Diana. It's pronounced Diana, but I'm sure that if it's English related, it's Diana. But my God, that people are obsessed. Are obsessed, obsessed. And then Mingyu and Lisa as well. Like, oh my God, people just cannot listen. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Mm. Why an update? I already read for those two. Those two and three. And that's another thing. That's another thing. People want update on something I already read like a week ago because some rumors came up or something happened. So what? If something happens, it doesn't change my reading. It's not that I have to do an update to be like, oh, what is going on now? No, what I said in the reading is what I said. What I saw back then, what I said at the end, in the general view, is what I said. That was the message. Because with rice is the same, because rice, now there's this boycott and thing, and people are like, can you pull more cards for rice? Because rice is going through this. I already did a rice reading. I have a read for the members. So even in the individual readings, the issues come up. But I said what I said, that the guys will continue the process, they will continue working. Do what you have to do, but the guys, they have to continue working. They have to continue. They cannot stop, unfortunately. They're being told to keep working and they're working. That's because they interacted the ones for 2 seconds and Lisa was flirting. And then on TikTok, you know that I posted a part of the reading that I did on about them, about Mingyu and Lisa. And there was someone that was like, "Oh, is this a tarot reading? Like, isn't it what she's saying? What we all know?" I don't know what everyone is saying about them. Like, I get from the tarot reading what I get. Like, I'm sorry, I don't have my crystal ball. I don't do futurology. So, what I say is what I say. And that's it. If you don't like it, you go and watch someone else's reading. But I just love those people that don't have a talent for anything to criticize when someone is actually doing something. Like they have no idea of, how the effort that you put, the energy that you put, you know, and honestly, when it comes to certain what they call friendships is like a waste of time. It's like a waste of time because there's not some exciting news in here. So don't blame the cards. Don't blame the messenger for not getting the juicy details because there's not juicy details. It's not that glamorous. Did you hear about Pilgrim Harmony? Oh, no, I didn't. You mean Kijo's mama taking out loans in his name? Oh, no. Oh, oh, oh. Hmm. You know, the other day I went to a meeting, like it's a sort of national meeting with some you know, I call them famous, but they are not that famous, but they are like people that I respect. I know they have been around on social media, on Instagram, they have been around for a while. They are like tarot readers from different parts of Argentina, but we are all Argentinian. And we had been talking, we had we had this gathering where we were like talking about, you know, what it's like to be a tarot reader in this era, you know. Um, I usually have more clients from overseas, now, not so much people from my country. I actually do have them, but they are like the clients that I had a long time ago, and they keep asking me for readings. They are the regulars. But we were talking about the effects, of social media, of tarot readers on TikTok. That's like the fast delivery. You know, people that also that they cannot read the tarot, and they somehow you see them teaching. You see them like launching their courses or their classes to teach others how to read the cards, how to read tarot, and you're like, you don't even know how to read the cards. How are you going to teach others? Like, um, and how sometimes, for me, when I watch some tarot readers live come out on my TikTok, I block them all. I block them all because it's a circus, guys. It's a circus. It's a circus. Is made to entertain. Definitely, is made to entertain. Then there are others that are very truthful to the craft. They are very devoted to the craft. Definitely, you can see that they like the cards that they're pulling is like the right interpretation. Of course, that interpretation is very personal, but you definitely notice who is reading the cards and who is not. So, from my perspective, I think that since some of you guys here, you are very young, please, if you ever like go and hire tarot reading or just something, please be careful. Like, don't be scammed by these people. If you want to watch it as entertainment, do it, but just be careful. Be careful because when the mix, the soulmate, and like, oh, the different services that they bring, I'm like, oh my God, this is not correct. Um, People have no ethics, and they just live of they survive of the drama, of accusing each other, and just like, and it's awful to be like this. And also they probably like they take advantage of people's vulnerability, especially of, I don't know, the excess, you wanting to know about a certain someone. um and I think that, I don't know, for us it's so frustrating to observe this because you know, like I always tell you guys, when I started, I just had one deck that it was so like the quality was, it was a piece of thin paper. It was awful. It was awful, I swear. It was just like we didn't have, like now that you have these famous people giving courses or these famous people like publishing books, we didn't have that. You know, we didn't have that. And even among tarot readers, for example, in Latin America, there's some people from Europe or there's some people from other parts of the world that they claim to have the knowledge. They sell a lot of books. They have their own, you know, group of, you know, they have their academies, you know, and everything is like so. It has to do with hierarchies, you know, and like, oh, did you study with that person? Oh, then you are a true tarot reader, you know. So we were talking about that, about discrimination, about, you know, also about prices, you know, because I mean, I am from Argentina, guys, and our economy is not doing very well. So we were talking also about the prices and also why today a tarot deck that you know the real cost of the tarot deck, but you see certain famous tarot readers like they sell it in very high prices, you know, and they sell it because they do that. They take advantage of people wanting the deck, and they sell it like, you know, three times like more expensive. You know, so it's not fair. It's not fair. You know, and they always have like the fanciest things, you know, and the shiny new things, and you know, oh, I have, you know, I have this new deck that is pink, and then I have the other one that is yellow, and you know, so yeah, it's also very it's all about consumism, and it's just, it's nasty. It gets nasty, especially when you see them and you're like, wow, you're just selling a project, a product, right? You're not promoting equality among people. You're just promoting your classism, right? so so yeah, yeah. Mm, yeah, like, no, guys. This is why I tell people, if you want to learn tarot, don't like don't get seduced by the whole shiny things. Like, if you really want to learn tarot, just buy a simple tarot deck, a Rider White. That is the easiest. Like, it's the most simple system. Just one, just one, and start like getting to know the cards, and start and training your intuition. It's as simple as that. You don't have to have like the fancy candles, or you know, like the fancy bags or the fancy, no, just a deck, and that's it. You don't need much. You don't need another 1,000 decks. No, you don't need them. Okay, guys. I have some people for today's Aries idols. I have the list, but of course that there's a lot of Aries idols, so probably I'm not going to read for all of them today. So the other ones that keep in the list, I'm going to read for them on Wednesday. But yeah, today the ones that I'm going to read for is 17 Mingyu, aespa Karina, Itzy Renjun, NCT Renjun, Twice Mina, Treasure Haruto, Black Swan Fato, and Rise Anton. And these are the people that I'm reading for today. Then the other ones that are pendant, I will read for them on Wednesday. So if you have like someone that you want me to read for, there's in the community post, there's the Aries idols post, so you can leave your recommendation in there. So next Wednesday, I'm going to read for them. Also, yesterday I pulled some cards for Kate Middleton, and I felt so sad afterwards. But besides that, I don't know if you watch my reading, guys, but there's a part where my cat, where Luna starts meowing. She starts meowing like crazy while I was like, I was doing the interpretation. And I got so freaked out because she started meowing nonstop. And then, after I finished like the recording, after I finished it, I went to check on her to see what was happening. Why was she like meowing like this? And she was sleeping. She was sleeping on, she has like a sort of pillow. And she was sleeping there. She was like very, you know, very calm, very, very peaceful. But I don't know why, as I was talking about this woman, and I was doing the interpretation, she started meowing like crazy. She usually doesn't do that. I mean, like, she had her meal already, she was just okay. So I don't know what was that about, but I felt this need to conclude the reading very soon. I was like, okay, I'm not going to go further into this. I guess I have to get out of this mood. But my God, I got so scared. Like oh, she never does that, but I got it like a sign of like, stop, don't read no more. Yeah, this is the reason why, I usually don't read for people that I don't read for health, because and also people that are dealing with something that can be chronicle, because it takes a long time, guys. It takes a long time. It's a process that it's ugly. And when I say ugly, I don't mean it from, from like a vain point of view. No, I mean that it gets ugly. It gets ugly is the emotions. The emotions. Thank God she didn't get cards that she is like suffering or struggling mentally, but everyone around her is. So I guess it adds, that things are so disorganized because people are panicking, around her. People are getting emotional more than her. So, it's like they are not helping her. Mm, I didn't expect it. I kind of thought there was something bad going on, but I didn't think it was pure being sick. No, in my reading about her and William, I did get something about her stomach, but no, I didn't see that. Actually, I see her being very resilient, like in her connection with him. But yeah, when she got the hermit, because I pulled extra cards and she got the hermit, so there was something about like her just wanting to be in silence, or just being on her own. But yeah, I guess she she was forced to come out of that hermit, to please the people. Yeah, so many celebrities joked about her being away for a bit. Like, actually, I was watching yesterday a TikTok about this, and people were like, "Oh, I hope that these people that actually like were making this, this very, disrespectful and out of place, like, assumptions about her, and what she was doing. I hope that they repent. I hope that they delete their content. And I don't know about tarot readers because I don't know. I don't follow tarot readers. That I only follow like Aphrodite. I know he pulled cards for her, but I don't remember. Like I know I watched it, but I don't remember exactly what he said in there. uh, but yeah, if there are these people that they were like, oh, she's no longer with us, I think that, and this is something that I said when I pulled cards for her and William, that I had to clarify. If you are sort of in the conspiracy theory and you want me and my tarot reading to be like the Lulus, I'm sorry, this is not the place. This is not the place. I don't feed the Lulus. I don't. um and if I see something funny or something strange, I would say it, of course, if I see it. But from their side, from both sides back then, I didn't see like something like it was like, oh, something, I don't know, like they were hiding something. No. I think that they were trying to be cautious, and also they got the card of the Seven of Pentacles, the last card, that it was, the keyword was awaiting results. So definitely there was this pause, the cards were like, okay, yeah, we will have to wait and see, because they didn't want to say that much. But like about the different reasons why she was away, I didn't get that vibe. I got that vibe that it was because of health reasons, but nothing else. Um, but yeah, I think that it's just that people are morbid. People are morbid. Is that's the thing. This is why when I um just like this example that I was giving about these shipping readings, about Jaehyun and Winter, um, it's like once you get into this mode of you reading for certain people, you open the door for speculation. You open the door for people, whatever you say, they to transform it into what they want to believe in, and they don't care how much effort you put in doing the reading. They just want to hear what they want to hear. So this is why when there's like some rumors, when there's something unexpected going on, you have to be very careful as a tarot reader about like, okay, what am I going to pick out of all these recommendations? What is the pick? You have to be respectful. You have to be respectful, because if you let the audience guide what they want you to read about, you're going to read about a lot of and you're getting into something that then eventually, like, I don't know, for me, it just feels, usually this is what I've been saying for a while about, reading for some actors. For me, reading for some actors, I don't feel well doing it. I don't feel well doing it. I feel like I don't like what they show and who they are is not the same. So instead of having, a whole legion of supporters of that person being like, oh, you don't know him, you don't know her. Okay. So then I don't read for these people. I get like this because, I'm not, And then when something happens, it's like, oh, you said this and it didn't come true, because people love that. People love that. They make you waste your time asking for something that is not long lasting or something that is just like out of a whim, and it doesn't have a sustain. Like, for example, about this Han So-hee, this other actor and his ex. Like the whole drama that is going on around it. And people taking advantage of this, the media talking about them nonstop, talking about this poor girl nonstop, about the two of them. Like, you really can tell, guys, that the people that comment under this free people's drama is people that never had been in a relationship. They don't know what it's like to be in a relationship. They never had exes. They never had like they I don't know if they interacted with a human before, because relationships are messy. Yeah, at some point you're going to have an ex, and probably that person is going to see someone before they end things with you. Your ex is going to get a new girlfriend. You can also want to break up with someone because you met someone new. You can be the bad guy in the story as well. So why judge, actors? These people that you know nothing about them. You know nothing, and you're pointing with the finger. You're pointing with the finger, like, of your superiority, being like, oh, because she cheated, because he cheated, because she this, because she this. No one is like not validating how the ex must feel. But if you ever been in a relationship, you know that it's possible that the last few months that the relationship lasted, you two were no longer in that relationship together. You just were waiting for one of you to make the decision and be like, okay, we're done. Usually it's the woman that makes a decision of like, okay, this is not working, and the guy was waiting. Yeah, the guy was waiting for you to make the decision, so he doesn't feel guilty about it. But yeah, possibly he could be dating someone new already and not telling the new person that he was dating someone. He probably told that person that they were single, or that whatever they had with their ex was already over. Because I heard that before as a woman. Like, relationships end, guys. Relationships end and some new ones begin. It's not like the guy is a prize as well. So, instead of you being happy for this like the ex, for Harry, is her name Harry? Instead of you being happy and being like, actually she got rid of this, oh, but she was with him a long time. Yeah, we all been there, of waiting 7-8 years with someone that we unconsciously knew that it wasn't going anywhere until we decided to put an end to it. But yeah, probably he had moved on. He already had eyes on someone else, because this is what they do. And this situation lets you know that this happens to us mortals, regular people, and it happens to celebrities as well. But yeah, thank God, when I used to break up, when I used to have these breakups, or when I used to have these things, thank God, like Facebook and Instagram and all those things, they weren't a thing here yet. So I didn't have the possibility to, to talk to create certain, post about it or say something about it. Even though I don't like to do that. I'm not the kind of person that I like to write posts about, like, okay, I want to make that person feel guilty, or I want to. No. Because what is done, guys. What is done is done. You can point fingers at the new girlfriend, but when the relationship is over, it's over. And why is it over? It's the responsibility of the two people involved. Sometimes when relationships don't work, they don't work. And when they don't work, it's a blessing that they don't work. And you have to thank the universe or whatever God you have and be like, thank God that this person is out of my life. Thank God. And yeah, are they dating someone new? Are they doing this new thing? I applaud them from afar, far away from me. Bye. Bye. Have a great life. Hey Samara, welcome back. Welcome to my tech talk. Yeah, they also have 3 young kids. Of course, they need to figure a situation like this out of family. Okay, guys, I'm going to start because I have a lot of people here on the list. So yeah. How are you, Samara? Are you working today, or do you have your day off? We have to get on Discord one of these days, Samara. It's been a long time since we chatted on Discord, and also with Hope. Okay, I'm going to start with 70 Mingyu. This tarot deck that I have is very old, so probably the cards will get stuck a bit because it's very old deck. But yeah, I will do my best to shuffle them. Okay, we start for Mingyu of 17, we start with the Lovers, the Devil, the Sun in the middle, Ace of Swords, and the Hierophant. A lot of major arcanas. And then from the other deck that I have, he got the card of Page of Cups, Sensitivity. So yeah, definitely, like, he's feeling very sensitive. But I think that 2024 for him is a year of a lot of exposure for him. I don't know why, but I don't see like something about the group. For example, 17. I more see I more see his energy in him. I think that with the Lovers and the Devil, there's a lot of propositions coming his way. There's a lot of propositions. There's a lot of a lot of people want to work with him, and I think that he is allowing himself to not hesitate and to say yes to to become more ambitious. There's something about him, like, finally, like, when there's something about him feeling like him on his own, he's not good enough. But with the devil, there's this strong magnetism coming from him, and also with the sun card in the middle, definitely he will have the spotlight for himself. So he will have to get used to the idea of showing up alone, or the idea to show himself more, because I see a lot of people fighting to get him. Like there's probably a lot of luxurious brands or a lot of like very influential people wanting Mingyu to work for them. So at first he can be a bit hesitant, being like, oh, I don't know, should I do this? Should I not do this? Is this for me? But then, yes, I see him like also with the Ace of Swords and the Hierophant. There's also a company that wants him and him alone. So I wonder, what could he have also his solo? Like, does Mingyu have solo projects, or has he had solo projects, like musically, when it comes to music in the past? Um, because I don't know why I see it like a contract. I see him signing some papers about this. It could be Hive. It could be Hive also. Does anyone know, guys? Is anyone a carrot in here? Does anyone know if Mingyu has like some individual projects? Because this year is his year, definitely. Like a lot of opportunities are coming his way. Oh yeah, I tried to clarify the Ace of Swords, and he got the Empress. So what more prosperous card than the Empress? Is all about growing, expanding, him being very desirable, him just growing and expanding in his options. So he has several side things. Yeah, I think that this year it's all about him. It's all about him. And he got all these major arcana. So I'm like, this is important for his evolution. All these cards are talking about a more like him fulfilling his destiny. So is it because is there some members of 17 that aren't listing already? So it feels like he's been left alone, but it's also an opportunity for him to grab his resources and be like, okay, here I am, I'm taking the stage, or here I am, I'm taking the spotlight. It's a very great year for him. I don't see challenges, like I don't see obstacles. I see that the path is clear for him this year, for him to accomplish a lot, for him to grow a lot. A lot of very important and influential people or enterprises are very focused and interested in him. So he has to take also advantage of this, that they want him. Maybe in other years, people were a bit hesitant about signing him up, and they were like, oh, really? Like, we will think about it. Well, this year, they're not. This year, they are seeing him shine. They're seeing him like feeling like there's something about him shining a lot, and probably his image like has like blossomed a lot. Like he looks like more manly, or he looks different. So he's sort of fitting the standards of these very important companies that they want him. He's ready. He's ready. I would be like, please go and expose yourself. Go, don't be shy. Like, just say yes. And yeah, the page of Cups sensitivity definitely lets me know that he is a guy that he will have a great year professionally, but probably when it comes to his himself inside, he feels a bit sensitive. So I wonder if he misses people, or if he misses some members, or if he misses the support that he has from his members or from his people, that he from time to time gets a bit sensitive, or he gets a bit overwhelmed with all these attentions, with all this attention on him. Even though people are like, oh, you deserve it because you are the best, and your image is the best, and you are so magnetic, and you're so beautiful, and you're so handsome. and he's just a child inside. There's something very pure about him. There's something very pure about him. And also, when I see in the middle, I see the sun card and I see the children. The children. I definitely can see that his vibe. He can be a bit innocent from time to time. Even though people like focus a lot on the way he looks on the exterior, the guy is very sensitive, and I think that he needs his people. He probably could go through he can go through a lot of moments where he just feels very overwhelmed by a lot of attention on himself. I think that he is very sensitive. He's a very sensitive guy, even though he tries his best to be sociable. He tries his best to look confident. There's something about him being like, should I do this? Should I not? I need my people. He needs someone. He needs someone to be there for him. I hope that they send him with someone like a manager or someone that is very reliable, because the guy is very sensitive. He's very sensitive. And I feel like this year he can get a bit like nostalgic, about, like, about like, I miss this, or I miss this, or I need this person with me. He has his people. He has his um he needs his emotional support. He's a very emotional guy in that sense, so he definitely needs it. I would advise them to not leave him alone, because he does give me innocent vibes. So in this sense, I would advise them also to take care of him, emotionally. Like, don't let him get very overwhelmed by a lot of shining lights and a lot of people and a lot of crowd, because he can get like overwhelmed very fast. So yeah, don't leave him alone. He fine, but don't tell my girlfriends, then I might get full. Okay. Aespa Karina. Okay, Karina. A lot of major arcana for these idols. But I'm happy. It's not that I'm happy. I'm laughing because she she like, the first card that jumped out was the Queen of Swords. So it's so funny. It's so funny to me. Okay. This is the card that jumped out first, and it's the Queen of Swords. And look at this image. She wants to cut some people's head off. She's feeling very death card, the Hangman, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. And then from the Oracle, Karina, Aespa Karina. Free of Wands, the Journey. So yeah, it definitely makes sense that she feels like this. She feels like this Queen of Swords. She wants to cut some people's head off. I feel like she feels very frustrated about how she had to handle certain things. Maybe she's not happy, but also she is slowly, with the death card next to this, she's slowly removing herself from feeling so much guilt. she's sort of like transitioning this and stopping feeling so, I feel like she feels so angry because um she probably feels like she had, maybe it's the apology, that she had to say, or she had to express certain things that she wasn't ready to express, or maybe she felt like, it was unnecessary. We all felt like that her apology was unnecessary. But in the middle, we have the Hangman. So I think that she's transitioning, she's changing, her energy is changing. She's slowly, through this year, she's slowly going to stop being angry and stop feeling um, so like fiery inside, so restless inside, and just like stop and breathe. Yeah, it was unfair, but I think that she's slowly moving, her energy is moving, and we have the Hangman here. So the Hangman, it's a card that it has a lot of, and probably this energy is going to reign her whole year. It's about stop and observe. And I know that when you tell an Aries person to stop and observe, they probably would hit you in the face because they don't want to stop and reflect. They want to go into action. They want to go and do something. But what here is telling me is that all this anger and all this frustration and her feeling like, she couldn't be in charge of certain things, um feeling powerless, maybe, it's a whole process for her to get used to that this is her new reality. That probably people are going to keep criticizing her. Probably people are going to keep criticizing her appearances, or what she does or what she doesn't do. So the Hangman is just stop, just stay there, even if it's uncomfortable. Don't move. Even if you feel out of control and you feel a bit like uncomfortable because of what people say or because of how people behave around you, because of the dating news, like breathe, breathe. And yeah, if you have haters, yeah, navigate the hate. Like it's awful, but I think that the Hangman is like, stop, don't do anything, but observe, observe. If you have people criticizing you, observe these people. Observe them. Who are they? Why are they doing this to you? Are they your fans? Is these people your fans? The one that are creating all of this? Are they your fans? Do they really love you? What is love? What is love for you? What is success for you? Just observe what is going on around you. Yeah, you can be in a relationship. Yeah, you can be getting to know someone. Okay, your life is upside down. It seems like everything is heavy. It seems like everything is out of balance. Everything is uncomfortable. But observe, who is by your side now? Who is staying with you? Who abandoned you? Who turned their backs on you? All of those are information. And also what is telling her is that when she thought she was this, she thought she was in control. She thought she was a queen. And the death card is telling her, no, you weren't a queen. You weren't a queen. You weren't in control. Because as soon as your reality changed, and because of these rumors and because of this dating news, and because, like, all of a sudden, you are the martyr now. Like, you are powerless. So, you never were this. You never were this. You never were in control. So, her whole reality is changing, is shifting. But what the cards are advising her is that observe it all. Don't judge yourself. and your decisions and why you are here and why am I here and why can I move on and why people are observed. Everything is information. Everything is information. What is happening to her right now because of this dating news, or her probably being in this relationship, it was bound to happen at any point, and it actually happens to a lot of people. So instead of her being, oh, why me, you should like observe, like, did you really always had the control, or did people like actually make you believe that you had the control? So, everything is an illusion in here. And if she feels like she has to take a break, or if she feels like, she has to stay silent and just like being a bit, on the low a bit, so she would stop getting the criticism, she has to slow down. And there's nothing she can do except stay uncomfortable, like, but there's a lot of lessons in here. And this is why we have the Ace of Pentacles and we have the Knight of Swords. So I think that eventually, success is coming her way. She's going to win this battle. She's going to overcome this. But probably the first 6 months of this year are going to be chaotic and are going to be based on people just keep hating on her or whoever, and just criticizing her, and just people being mean, and but everything is for a reason. It's like she had to somehow see this side of her reality that she at first she was like, oh, this will never happen to me. Yeah, it would, because usually it happens to all females in your society. So the backlash, the criticism, so it's like no one can escape this. And also I see here with the Ace of Pentacles, I see the Knight of Swords in here. I believe I think this could be Lee Jae-wook. This could be him defending her. This could be him also, like maybe, I don't know, winning some legal battles, but I see him very actively trying to protect her. So I think that this is why she should like just remain humble, just like do your job. Like, yeah, you can be facing some uncomfortable situations and encounters with people being weird, but just like stay in there, just like overcome it, because this is the ugly side of the people that call themselves your fans. This is like the ugly side of them. So you have to look at them in the eye and be like, okay, I'm looking at you. Yeah, what you're doing is awful, but yeah, I see him that the guy don't stop, and he's going to be successful. He's going to be successful. He's going to win a lot. So he's the one that he's going to be in charge of cleaning her name. But I think that she should like, yeah, we have the Princess of Cups, see? And then she can open up herself again. Then she can open up herself again. Then she can be this very loving, receptive, and caring woman. Because this is her true nature. She's not this. She's not this. I don't know who made her believe that she was this woman. No, she wasn't this, because actually the narrative of what she does and what she doesn't do is actually like is managed by the company, and the company told her you have to apologize, so you have to apologize. So it was the end of this image of the Queen of Swords. Like, oh, I'm going to say this and I'm going to no, you cannot, because they're telling you what to say actually. So it seems like they are silencing you at the same time. But after all this chaos, you can go back to be the loving you, because she deserves love. And probably this relationship is really good for her emotionally. Even though, I see her that she can have some conflicts, internally. She can be like, Oh, well, I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship. Oh, well, like I don't see her like ending things, but I think that she's feeling very um when it comes to her mood, she's not in the mood for love because she's feeling suffocated. She's feeling like a prisoner. And probably she is a prisoner of other people's comments, yes. But she has the potential to be this, to receive the love, all kinds of love. She deserves it. She's a very loving woman. She deserves it. But she first has to go through this handman, the doubts, the darkness, the distrustfulness. She has to go through this all because it's what's happening around her. And is what these people do, is what these so-called fans or these so-called supporters do. They make you think that, oh, we love you. No, we love you when you do what we want, but then when you do the opposite, we don't love you anymore. So she has to look at them in the eye and face them. It's like, is this what you are? Okay. And then we have the Three of Wands, the journey. So see this, she will keep advancing anyways, but it's going to be a long journey, a journey of a lot of growth for her, and also just a lot of change. Finally starting to see people, even people around her, people that claim that they are her friends, or people that they were very like close to her, people that are distancing themselves from her. She should observe all those and be like, oh, I get it. I'm not your favorite person anymore. Okay, I get it. I get it. Thank you. Thank you for that information. Because it's a journey. It's a journey. And she has a lot of love to give, guys. So I would want her to be in a healthy relationship. If she can continue with this guy or with someone else, I believe it could be with him. But it's looking good. It's just that she has to, she has to embrace that, yeah, she's surrounded by some hypocrites, yeah? Yeah, this other celebrity men should take notes. Exactly. Exactly, Samara. I swear. Instead of like just worrying about their images, they should be that sort of gentleman. Yes. Yeah. But I think that she's very disappointed because she thought that her people would defend her, in the sense of probably the people from the company. Maybe she thought that they would defend her first. And no, no. They sort of like throw her to the wolf. It's like, go. Like, you know, go present yourself in front of the haters. Go. Oh, the company. Oh, the company. That company will never change. But yeah, it's all because she's a woman, it's always like this. Okay, I'm going to read for Itzy Renjun. Itzy Renjun. Very passionate. Wow, very passionate. I love it. I love it. I love to read for Aries idols because it's like everything, it ignites on fire. I love it. I love it. I love it for them. Yeah. She's doing her best, guys. She's doing her best. She's doing her best too. We start very strong with the Ace of Wands for Renjun. Oh, Three of Pentacles. The Strength card. That in here, the keyword says last because in this deck it's called last. And Six of Swords. And Four of Wands. Four of Wands, that is very interesting because it also has a rum. So it's very Aries also. Um, and the other card, the final card from the other deck, we have the Free of Cups community. So why do I get so many frees? Are they free in the group? I don't think they're free. They're not free members, right? They could be more than free. But I don't know, maybe there's a subunit. Could it be that there's a subunit of ITZY releasing something? Because I see her like there's a lot of work in here. She's definitely, this is why I'm saying, guys, she's trying. She's trying her best to keep the fire going. Like the girl doesn't stop. She's very resilient also with the strength card in the middle. She's going to overcome a lot this year. She's working very passionately something. Is it having a comeback? Or did they have a comeback? I don't know. Maybe the fans know. But yeah, the teamwork is in here. The teamwork, the passion, also the need to move on, the need to show something new. Um, there's a lot of passion in here, guys. I think that she's working on something that is going to advance very fast. She's also looking for, uh, she's looking for a way to move on, like to make a transition, I would say. There's this need of like, okay, I want to go here, move my energy and get out of these four walls. I want to go and I want to, I don't know if maybe go, if it means like doing a collaboration with someone from overseas, or with a foreigner, with someone that is very different from her. But it feels like collaboration. It feels like collaboration. I feel like she's like, okay, what can I do to bring more excitement and more vitality to my group or to my people? She feels very responsible. She feels very responsible. And also with the Free of Cups community, she really believes in teamwork. She really believes that on her own, she cannot do anything. She's like, I need of others. And when I say she cannot do anything, it's not that she's not able to do something individually. Is probably because I think that she's not thinking about herself. The cards are not like, she probably is the one that is like, guys, she's the one that motivates the other. It's like, guys, we should do this, or we should go and do this, or we should try this. It's like the one that initiates the excitement. She's the one that initiates the conversation. It's like, how can we do this? How fast can we do this? I think that there's something with the strength card in here that I think that she's trying to keep the group together. There's something about her being like, I cannot rest still. I cannot be still. I cannot be quiet. I need to do something. I need to get the energy moving of my life, because otherwise, I don't know if she has this fear of like we will get stagnant, or we will go on a hiatus, or like, I don't know, but she has this need of keeping the engines running. She's like, okay, like, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? We cannot slow down. We cannot stop. I need to think of something. We have to think of something. Like there's this rush. It's like we can help each other out. We can help each other out. Probably she's feeling like, because we have the card of community, so there's something about like, okay, who can I ask for help? Or who can I ask that can give me some guidance about this? She really feels like she's in a hurry, but I think that all of these are going to end in a very happy ending. I think that she's going to see the results of her need to go into this adventure, or maybe get out of the comfort zone and being like, okay, I will contact this person so this person can help us. She's actually feeling like she's feeling like a leader. I don't know why I feel like she's is like a leader at this moment. She's like the one that is like, okay guys, let's not give up. Let's keep the fire. Like let's keep the fire burning. Yeah, another one that she got the Princess of Cups. So see, she's doing this for all of them. She's doing this for the group, definitely. She's not it's not that she's thinking this year is not about her, probably focusing on herself and being like, okay, what can I do for me, or how can I do this for me? No, no, this is more about the group, probably. I don't know why I see so many frees and I think about free people, or I think about free artists together. I don't know. I know they are not free. I know they're more. Um, but she's been much more generous. She's been much more generous. She's like, okay, this is. I don't care if they don't give me, the spotlight. I don't care if they don't give me like I don't care. I just want to participate. I want us to keep producing together. Like, I don't care about my role. I don't care how I look. I just want this to keep functioning. So, I mean, she feels this rush, but it's not a rush of desperation. It's more like the idea is already lit in her mind. This is already on fire. This is already starting. This is something that is already working. It's already like advancing. But she's like, okay, but what now? What do we do next? Okay, like what is on your mind? Tell me. Like, let's collaborate. Let's talk. Let's put our ideas, our minds together. Like, come on, let's do this. There's something about her being like, I don't want a year of stagnation. I don't want a year of regrets. I don't want a year of feeling helpless. Like, let's go, let's do something. And also with the Six of Swords, there's a need of them to actually go out of their usual connections and find that help or that assistance out of the ordinary place. Maybe, collaborating with someone that is not the usual people that they know, or someone that is not from the company, but she's like in a hurry. She's like, it has to be now. It has to be now. But she's feeling very helpless. She's feeling like, okay, like like she doesn't care about how she's viewed. She just wants. I don't know why I get the vibe that she's like, guys, let's concentrate. Let's not fall asleep. When you have, I don't know if you guys ever experience having anemia, but when you have anemia, you usually like lose forces and you fall asleep. You tend to just want to lay down and sleep because you are losing strength. So there's something about that, about her waking the others up. It's like, let's not get stuck, let's not get into apathy mode. Let's wake up. Let's wake up. Okay. NCT Renjun. Mm, mm. Okay. We start for Renjun with the Empress, the Fool, a lot of major arcanas for these idols. I'm loving this. The Magician, Six of Cups, Five of Pentacles. And then from the other deck, he got the card of Page of Swords, Curiosity. So yeah, I think that for Renjun, We definitely start the year very prosperous, because with the Empress, I can sort of see him like feeling very victorious, just feeling very abundant. Also, the Fool. There's something about a brand new beginning, and him feeling just very prosperous. Maybe it's because NCT Dream, I believe they're also preparing for a comeback. So there's a lot of like, it seems that there's a lot of things available for them. Great ideas, or maybe the concept that they will have, or the new comeback is going to be very very luxurious, or it seems like it's going to give him also an opportunity to shine. So he feels like very very there's something very original about this new concept, that probably he feels like, okay, this is great, like I love this concept, like I love it, it suits me very well. So I can see him sort of being very, um, just like very excited for the new beginning. I believe that he was waiting for a while to get this new beginning. He was waiting for a while to, because there's something about this new comeback, or maybe this new project that they are about to launch, that it has to be. There's some elements of something that it was unexpected, or maybe it has some decisions that they were approved that maybe initially they were considered a bit not for them, and they had to insist a lot into getting this for themselves or for the group. So they are so excited to see it develop and to probably share it with the fans, because there's something very original about this new concept, or about this new comeback. So he's like, yeah, I cannot wait to show this to others, because we made it happen. Actually, this wasn't for us, or we had to fight a lot to get this. And he feels very proud. He feels very proud of this. He's so excited. Also, in the middle, we have the magician. So I see Renjun like really feeling very curious, very smart, very like I think that he's a guy that he will adapt to whatever shows up for him. I don't know why. He also got the Page of Swords, so a lot of communication, a lot of learning process. So I wonder if he will participate into different, like not just being part of NCT Dream, but probably being an MC, or just having to communicate, or playing the role of an MC on different platforms or for different shows. I can sort of see him doing some individual works. Initially, maybe it has to do because he goes to certain shows to promote, to promote the group, to promote the comeback. This is why he's going. And they are like, okay, I know that probably you're not that used to going there, but you go. We will give you the opportunity to go. And I see him sort of adapting and learning new skills to sort of go by himself, or go and hang out with people that he doesn't know, or probably with people that he's not that familiar with. Um, but then, yeah, we have the Six of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. So there's something about this whole, like, I believe that the year starts very, the year starts very like very, I would say, like, it starts with a lot of news. It starts with a lot of things to do. I can sort of see him being busy and trying to adapt. Okay, I have to go there and do this, and I have to go there and do this, and I have to play this role, and then I will do this with the group, and then I will do this by myself. So I see him like adapting and just being very busy mentally. In his mind, he's very busy. But then with the Six of Cups and the Five of Pentacles, I think that there's something about him going back to the usual, I don't know why I say to the usual. I don't know, and I don't even know if this has to do with him individually. I think that probably has to do with the group. There could be something going on with the group also, after the second half of the year. Like, I don't know if they are slowing down when it comes to their activities, and he sort of feels like, okay, we are in the dungeon again. Like, we had been very busy, like the first half, And now all of a sudden, like, I'm being told that, I have to stay here, or, like, oh no, you cannot do this. No, you're not invited to this. So there's something with the five of Pentacles, like, as the last card, that I think that there's moments where he really feels um like you know like there's not much possibilities for him, like everything starts very exciting, and then there's no resources anymore for him or for the group. So he feels a bit empty inside. It's like, okay, why, like, what happened. We started very actively. We started with a lot of things to do, and all of a sudden now, like, you are telling me that I'm not participating in this, or I'm not doing this. So what's going on? So it's hard for him to not, yeah, the devil. Yeah, I think that it has to do with ambition, with other people's ambition, and probably, there could be that other members are invited to certain events and he's not. So there's a bit of him feeling like left out, and he feeling like he's not good enough. Also, with the card of curiosity, I think that he's preparing himself mentally a lot. Like, he's like, okay, like, I have to learn this new language, or I have to do this. But somehow it seems like, because of the devil, there's some manipulation in the middle, and probably they leave him out of certain things. Then later, probably, the second half of the year, he feels like, okay, again, you are not inviting me to this, or I'm not being considered for this. So I feel a bit sad. I feel like I'm not good enough, and I feel a bit insecure about myself, or about my worth, or about my role in the group. So, and for him, with the Six of Cups, I believe it has to do, it's a feeling that is very familiar to him, to sort of feel like he starts feeling very excited at the beginning of a comeback, and he's like, okay, this year is my year. And then eventually he starts seeing certain things, certain patterns of behavior or towards him, and he's like, oh, I guess I'm not the favorite one, right? Or I'm not the popular one, right? Because they leave me to a side. So when it comes to opportunities, I'm talking about opportunities, not so much about like um about his connection with the others. It's more about like popularity. It's more about like, okay, who got this deal and who didn't get this deal. So yeah. And also with the devil, it sort of shows you that it has to do with some deals. It has to do with money. It has to do with popularity. It has to do with image. It has to do with who out of the group sells the most. If this person sells the most, we are going to promote this person. And if you don't sell that much, we are not going to promote you. So it's something like this, it's this sort of, and probably, he could have also, with the card of curiosity, he could have just like some serious conversations with people about like, okay, why does this always happen to me? Why is it always like a repeated cycle with me? Why? What is it about me? He probably wants to know. He has this curiosity about like, okay, why? I don't know why I get the vibe that the guy should ask to be sent to his, I don't know what part of Asia he's from. Does anyone know where Renjun is from? Because I know they're part from different parts of Asia, so I don't know where he's from. But there's something, I don't know, when I read for him and I thought about this magician, I thought about Jackson Wang. I don't know, and I was like, you could ask to be okay. Let me, since I know my language, like I'm a native over there. Like I can go and represent the group over there, or I can go and go as an SM artist over there, and I can grow my popularity in there. You know. But yeah, I don't see them letting him go by himself. But he could try. Just like just like Utah started doing some individual promotions for Japan, um, you know, and no one had faith in him, and he actually, like, he started making some deals, and yeah. Remember, guys, to let me know if if the mic runs out of battery. If it gets to knock, let me know. Um, put the red flags, the red flags on the screen so I can see it. Okay. I'm going to read for twice Mina. A lot of Princess of Cups today. Princess of Cups is coming up for a lot of Aries female idols, which is, I think that is great. That is great because it shows how, even though they seem very strong or they seem like these very tough women, inside they are so sweet, and they have the love to be very. They have the potential to be very loving towards others, even though they could have this very tough exterior, because Aries is all about, like, I'm moving forward, I'm advancing in life and I'm a warrior. They still have to embrace this very gentle side of them, yeah. For her, we start with the Queen of Wands. Beautiful, this Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, Seven of Cups, Princess of Cups, and Seven of Pentacles, and Eight of Pentacles. A lot of work. And then from this other deck, we have the card of the Hermit, Seek Truth. So, yeah, I think that definitely she's very confident in herself, because we start with the Queen of Wands. So definitely she's a woman that she's very, she has all this fire inside of her. I would say that not just her fire, I think that she's also very, like, I think that people respect her because there's a silent, bossy attitude of her. Maybe she doesn't say it, she doesn't command, like, leave me alone, but she's sort of, with the way she stares and the way she moves, she lets you know, like, okay, where your place is, like, don't bother me, like, don't get me started, because I have a strong temper. um but with the Seven of Cups, I think that she is, there are moments where she feels a bit drained emotionally. There's moments where she's like, I'm so tired of this. She's like, I'm not that brave. Sometimes I have my ups and downs. The Seven of Cups, is a card that in here, for example, it represents Venus. Venus in Scorpio, and I think that it has to do sometimes with her just wanting to defend, maybe her people, wanting to defend herself. She's always very passionate. She's very devoted to her people. I see her being very protective of her people, of others. But also the Seven of Cups is like, I try so much to fill other people's cups that sometimes I forget about myself. And sometimes when I think that, that I'm giving it all for the others don't give it back to me. So I feel a bit empty. I feel like I shouldn't be this intense. She has this intensity, but she has it like sort of like hidden, so it gets weird inside. She can have moments where she feels like she's out of balance, because she doesn't talk that much. And I think that I we had talked about this. Maybe she's someone that, and also, for, I believe it's for Momo. For Momo, I also get this vibe that they are not that communicative, but in the case of Mina, there's a lot of intensity. It's like she doesn't forget that easily. She gets, like, she hates injustices. She hates people being unfair. She probably holds a lot of grudges. She has a strong temper. It's just that it feels like she is like a boiling pot. That she probably this year she's like, I'm trying to not get, out of control, but some things get on my nerves. Like, definitely, she doesn't have, probably this year she's going to try to be patient, but I think that from time to time she can get emotional. She can, and I see it because, the Princess of Cups also is an invitation for her to probably hang out, if she has like, a colleague or a friend that is a water sign. She can actually, like, get closer to a friend that has this energy, this Princess of Cups. Probably a water sign, someone that can sort of help her navigate the heavy waters of her emotions. Because she is like this. She seems like very tough, very in control, very fiery, like, don't touch me, don't get close to me because I will attack you. But inside, she's feeling like this. Inside, she's feeling so, like, so full, but so, like, also, like, so, when in here, if you see, like, the whole waters of emotions are sort of stagnant and they are beginning to rot. So she has a lot of pendant anger and a lot of emotions that she didn't process. She doesn't process very well. So she needs someone. She needs someone emotional, someone charismatic, someone that is loving, someone that is, like, compassionate with her. That is like, come on, like, come with me, let's talk. Like, let's see what's going on. And with the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, I believe that she will make a lot of advances after work. It could be a therapist. I think that it could be, if this is not a friend, it could be a friend that is like a sort of therapist, or it could be someone, a teacher, someone, someone that comes into her life this year that can be this very sweet and understanding, like, person that can help her, gain some control over how she's feeling inside, because she is a tough cookie. She's a tough cookie, because she starts like this. So, she starts very strong, but inside of her, there's a lot of unprocessed emotions. So she needs to work through this. But in here, I see a lot of hard work. I see efforts being put, and I also see a resolution and a growth. There's growth after, maybe going to session, like going to therapy, like working on this, like, day by day. I don't know, changing her routine, doing something that has to do with, talking a bit more, like, connect. It can also help her in her creative mode, in her creative endeavors. If she's a writer, we know she's a performer, of course, but it can also help her to achieve the the she needs to unblock something. There's a part of her emotions that is so black that she needs to let it out. She needs to let the water that had been stuck in there, she needs to let it flow, and just, like, release it. And then, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work doing inside herself, thanks to the company of this person. And I see it, like, very prosperous. I see it very prosperous. I think that she needs a routine. I think that she needs a routine, a healthy routine. This is not so much, okay, like, what can I do with the group? This is more personal.
this is more personal. Like if this is a hobby that has the potential of being healing, start one, start one, start one and don't give up. Start one and don't give up. Don't go and think about like, okay, when will I achieve this? No, you go and you focus and you do this every day by day and day. And then, she got the hermit, see? And the keyword is seek truth. This is why I think that this is like a personal journey. Also, with this person in here, I think that this person can guide her to open up and just go inside yourself. Like, what is going on with you? What is going on with you? Because you show yourself as this very strong woman, but inside you do have a lot of things that are not weren't processed um you know in the correct way, and I think that it all has to do with um it has to do with changing her routines. She has to put this as part of her routine. She has to, not get anxious about the results. I mean, like, okay, when will I see the results? No, you have to do it every day, or you have to do it twice a week. But I would say twice a week, and she's far from twice. But it's like it's all about like commitment, and yes, it's boring. Yes, probably you don't want to talk about you, but you have to and you will see the results. It's definitely, she has to go inwards also. She has to go inside herself, seek her truth and work with it. It's not just about like, okay, I want to find out what's wrong with me. It's not just about that. It's also, okay, what do we do with this information? Now that you know that there's something that is not working inside of you, what do we do with it? We work, we do process with it, we talk about our emotions, we talk about it. um, she definitely needs it. She probably, actually, maybe she had been doing this at some point, but probably last year it got a bit messy because of the touring and everything. But maybe this year is all about going back to the routine. It's all going back to that. Mm. She always get the routine thing, even in show where they got the readings. They want for her, she was a very routine. I don't need it. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. But probably, Akira, probably the routine talks about the treatment. The routine talks about a medical treatment. This is why it shows up in here. It's not just about like, oh yeah, it's something superficial like you having a hobby or you going to the gym. No, it's something that it's something that you cannot live out. It's like a pill that you have to take every day, even if you don't like it. But I think that in here is much more than taking a pill. I think that she already is taking pills. I think that it has more to do with her starting a psychological process, maybe, and not give up. Because I think that she's like, okay, but why am I going to talk to this person, this random person about my personal issues? We all have issues. She probably has a very I would say a very rigid perception about like, why would I go to a stranger to talk how I feel? That's nonsense, because she was raised like that. She was raised like that, okay, you don't talk about your emotions because you're wasting time, or you're making the other person waste their time. And she doesn't know how to, she probably also needs, if it's a therapist, she needs someone that is very charismatic. She needs someone that is not just like you sitting in front of her and being like, okay, tell me what's going on. No, she needs to feel the love. She needs to feel the acceptance. She needs to feel safe. It's not easy to get to Mina's heart. It's not easy. This is why, it's all day by day, day by day. And she will need to do this like a lot of years, and get used to the idea that this is helping her. It's not wasted time. Yeah, maybe it can be Renjun. Yeah, it can be Renjun. Or maybe it can be that Renjun also, if she has a therapist of her own and be like, okay, let's come with me. I will introduce you to someone. Yeah, definitely I can see it. I can see it. Because I don't see Momo being like that into that. I think that she could have something more in common with Renjun. Because if she was with Momo, I could see both of them being quiet. I don't know. Yeah, she needs to let loose. And also she's very prideful. She's very prideful. This is why she got the Queen of Wands as the first card. She is very prideful. She's not going to admit that she has a problem or that she has a weakness, This is the thing. It's because vulnerability in maybe in the circles that she grew up is seen as you being weak. And actually she had always been this very sensitive person, always, but she had tried to cover this with this very ambitious kind of go-getter person. And actually she doesn't care about neither of these things. She's so sensitive inside, but very misunderstood, not allowed to talk about her feelings. This is why it's rotten inside her. Yeah, and also she's very distrustful. So she can look at you and be like, you're full of BS. Like maybe if you want to be nice to her and just talk to her in a very sweet and understanding, she can be like, you're full of BS. But it's because all the barriers, she had to protect herself. She had to dissociate herself. It's like, oh yeah, those emotions are not mine. Yeah, I don't feel like that. Hey, Saintful. I know Fluffy. I seen Fluffy in there. Hey, Fluffy. But she's going to do great. She's going to be okay. But she needs to resume. If she had that routine last year, I don't think last year had it. But she has to trust this friend. She has to trust this friend. She's going to be okay. Don't worry about her. Don't worry about her. Okay. Let's move on to Treasure Haruto. Treasure Haruto. Oh. Okay. Very ambitious, this guy. Very ambitious, very ambitious. Ambition. I see for him this year. Ambition. Okay. For Haruto, we have the Two of Cups, Five of Cups. Who's going to break his heart? The devil. Nine of Wands. Six of Wands. And then we have the moon card, shadow work. So yeah, I think that for Haruto, definitely this show, this show, and I think that it has to do with the show because we have the Two of Cups. So definitely it has to do with relationships, or it has to do with him having this. I think that this dating show is definitely changing the guys. It's changing treasure members. For Haruto's perspective, I think that he has like it's like a new ambition has like unblocked for him, has developed for him. But I think that there's something about I don't know why I feel with the Two of Cups and the Five of Cups that he will be rejected. Is it possible that he will be rejected? Um, Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Oh, look at my crazy. Thank you for letting me know, guys. Um, Yeah, I think that definitely this show, guys, if you see this, if you rewatch this after the show is over, at least his part, um, please let me know how did he do, because it's not that I'm seeing the results in here, but I think that the Two of Cups and the Five of Cups, it definitely shows that maybe this show is letting him know that probably he didn't get the best feedback, or there's something about them letting him know that he has to still work on his abilities to connect, and on his ability to connect with love, with caring. There's something about him just not having the ability to connect intimately with someone. Probably he's a guy that yeah, he can. Can you hear me well, guys? Let me know if I'm not just talking to myself. Can you hear me correctly? Okay. Um, because there's something about like you know they definitely like they unblock a fear in him, um, that it's not that he's not good enough. It's just that I think that he still doesn't have the the ability to fulfill someone emotionally. He probably is someone that when it comes to material gain, or when it comes to actions, he can do something for you. He can get up and go and do something for you. But when it comes to proximity and connection, and just making the other person feel seen and feel just like, oh, you really like me, or you really want to be with me, or listening to me, he cannot do that yet. He doesn't have that ability. He doesn't have that. He still is very empty in this aspect. He has a lot to learn. Of course, he's very young. Here we are not. This is not him being forever like this. But initially, I think that he's learning how complex relationships are, and that no, it's not that you meet the one and you suddenly start developing like the traits, the right attitude. It's not like you fall in. He probably have this feeling that, okay, yeah, when you meet the person, you start developing all the You know, you are not shy anymore. You know what to say, you know what to do, you know how to react, you know how to participate. You know, he had this very like idealistic view of like, okay, if I meet the right person, I will, you know, I will unleash my potential as a lover all of the sudden, because you know the other person will inspire me to do this. And actually he's realizing that he actually, yeah, he lacks experience, and he probably doesn't know how to maintain a connection intimately. You know, even it's not just about connection, it's also about communication. You know, this is why it's so important to know how to communicate. This is why when idols just like hang out with each other at a certain event, when there's a lot of cameras around them and there's a lot of music, and yeah, they maybe crossed the same path together and they took a picture together, that's not being friends. That's not being acquaintances. That's not these two people liking each other. This is deeper. And some idols don't know how to do it because they don't have the time. They don't have the time to do it. So even when you see them on stage, when you see them among each other, and you're like, oh, but he's just so extrovert, or he's so funny, and he's so, yeah, he can be all that. And he can be also sexy and attractive to all the fans or the group of friends and just the public in general. But there's a general representation of what he can do as an artist. But when it comes to one-on-one interactions, in a show like this, you start seeing that, you know, oh, I actually, I lack in a lot. I actually don't have enough. I don't know. I don't have enough to sustain this connection. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And even if I do something, it seems like it's not good enough. Maybe my face is not good enough. You know, the fact that I'm beautiful is not good enough. That I'm sitting here and listening to them, or maybe washing the dishes with them, is not good enough. No, because you have to interact. And you have to sustain the attention when you are in front of that person. You cannot run away. You cannot be like, excuse me, I will go to the bathroom and never come back. That's disrespectful. So, you know, and these things can happen to a lot of men his age, not just because he's an idol. It can happen to a lot of men not having the ability to sustain a connection or a single conversation. So I think that there's something about him being like, you know, I really suck at this. You know, I don't have what it takes. I don't know how to do this. But now that I know this, I'm going to work on myself. You know, and this is where the devil comes in. You know, the devil, he's like, you know, now I realize that actually I need to work on this. I need to work on this. I feel so ashamed. There's a part of him that he's like, I feel so ashamed that my fans saw this. Saw this. Like, he gets competitive. You know, he gets competitive. Like, how come, you know, I am like this? Like, what is wrong with me? You know, there's something about him becoming like, instead of him thinking like, oh, well, maybe this is normal, he's like, no, I have to be better. I have to be better. I have to work on myself. Like, he sees this as a challenge. You know, he gets on his very, you know, active mode. Mode is like, okay, what can I do? What can I do to fix this? You know, how do I do this? You know, and he will try his best. I definitely can see with all these actions, he will try his best to change the way he communicates or the way he talks to the fans, or he will try to you know, participate more, maybe having longer conversations with people from the opposite sex, or maybe, you know, even interacting more with the fans and asking the fans, you know, for advice, like, you know, what should I do? You think I should change this? Really? I will do it. Or what do you think that I should do about this? You know, like, he really so committed. Like, he really so committed, because I think that he's like, oh, I didn't know that I was so poor in that area. You know, he really didn't know that, you know, that he lacked in that aspect. You know, he's like, oh wow, like I really have to be better at this. There's no way I can just go with this very low. I don't know if they give him like a sort of rating, if they give him like a sort of like, maybe they give him a final feedback, and he's so frustrated that he's like, no, I have to be better. There's no way I'm going to live with this feedback. So I definitely see him like advancing a lot and becoming a lot more mature and adventurous. He definitely wants to be a winner. So I wonder how this show resumes. I wonder if, there's like a final challenge for all of them together, not separated in groups, because I see him like really putting a lot of action, like practicing a lot. So I wonder what he's going to be practicing on, because actually like relationships is not so much about like, okay, you can train this, but I see him like doing a lot, like moving, like but he feels very passionate about defeating this. Maybe he's like, no, I don't want my fans to see me like this. I want to change my image. He definitely wants to work more on himself. And I see him very active. So probably this year he's going to ask, maybe he's going to ask the company to get him more deals, or to get him more opportunities to maybe go out on different shows and be seen more, because he wants to interact more. He wants to get out of this socially awkward kind of, he's like, no, this is not good for my image. I have to do better. So I see him like trying to look for new opportunities to get out there, to be seen. I don't know why. Maybe he wants to sign himself up to another dating show, but he's like, I have to be better. I cannot be like this. But yeah, with the moon card, and definitely the moon card, it says shadow work, but I think that definitely this all resumes that, he is a guy that this is not about him getting a criticism or getting a feedback. I think that he's a guy that, he really cares about what others think of him. And this is why I think that we have the moon in here. It says shadow work. But for me, the moon is like the unconscious fear. He probably has the fear. He doesn't like to not be chosen. This is what actually makes him feel unstable and uneasy. That this is more about like, I wanted to be chosen. I wanted to be number one. I want to be number one. He's so ambitious. So it's something about him, the moon card is like, this sort of activity in the show sort of sparked an unconscious fear that he has, this fear that he will probably not be able to understand yet, because he's very young. But there's something about his confidence, that he probably is like, I need the other to validate me. I need the other to tell me that I'm good enough, or I need the other to choose me. So there's something about him, always needing someone to be like, you done great. And I think that this is where the shadow work should start with him, not so much like him getting, because it's not so much about what he can do to change this. It's that he shouldn't get that fiery about it, that passionate about it, because this is normal. Sometimes you have to deal with rejection. Sometimes you are not someone's type, and it happens. And he's like, oh my God, like why? Like, I don't understand it. I have to overcome this. So it's more about him learning that, that probably a lot of people his age, also when you adventure yourself into the dating scene, you can get rejected, and you move on somehow, but probably because this is being watched by a lot of people, it makes him feel a bit ashamed. He's like, I don't want this image. I don't want this. Okay. I'm going to read for Black Swan Fato. Very fiery, this woman. This woman is on fire. This woman is on fire. This woman is on fire. Literally, literally. Like there's nothing stopping her. Like there's no doubt. There's no, yeah, there's, yeah, nothing is stopping her. We start very strong with the Queen of Wands, the Lovers, the Sun card, the Four of Wands, the Two of Wands, a lot of Aries. I don't know if you can see this, the Aries sign, Mars in Aries, the Two of Wands. And then from the other deck, we have the Four of Wands again, Homecoming. So there's something about her becoming victorious and celebrating and coming home. Like, I don't know why, I feel like it's not just coming home. I think that it could be like her coming back to, it's not like about going to her town, but it can probably go to the place where she started with the group and just like, you know, celebrating something important for her. But yeah, I think that definitely she's waiting for a decision. I think that she's waiting for, she's like, okay, what is the resolution? Because, you know, I need to know because I want to get my moment to shine. She definitely is waiting. She's doing so much. She's doing so much. Like she's waiting. Also, she's like, like, I don't know, like she's everything that she does to shine is on her. You know, this is why I think that it's very important to, I wonder if she's going to start her own company or her own business, because even though I don't see pentacles in here, I think that she's waiting for she's waiting for a resolution. She's waiting for someone to be like, okay, you got it, this is yours, go and do it. I don't want to say that she's waiting for permission, because I feel like someone like this doesn't need permission actually. So someone like this is not like, you know, she's sort of waiting for the green light. That's all. She is not about permission. Like, can you please let me do this? I think that she has like a great idea. She has like a great idea. And she's like, let me go and I will do it. And I can see her like on the spotlight. I can see her only. I don't know about the other members because I don't see them, but she can be the one that initiates an action, you know, or, you know, participating in a show or doing something, because it's all about action. Yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune, she's going to make things move for the group. So whatever she's doing is like she's opening gate. And again, like Renjun, you know that when I read for Renjun also got this vibe of also the fiery energy of like come on guys, like let's keep moving, let's keep advancing, let's keep moving, let's get the energy moving. Like, you know, she is the one in charge of not letting people forget about them. So with Fato it's the same. With Fato she's like, okay, I will go and just do and participate, and I will go and do this, and I will go and create this, and I will go and talk to this person. You know, she's like the one, you know, and also she's a queen, so I don't know if she's the leader of the group. I know people tell me, and I always ask this. I guess she is the leader, but she's like, you know, she comes and presents herself, and she's like, okay, here I am, this is me, this is what we're going to do. You know, she comes with a very bossy attitude, but I think that's because she doesn't have the time. You know, she doesn't have the time. She doesn't have the luxury like other idols have to just be, you know, sitting in there and just waiting for someone to call them. You know, there's something about Fato that she's like, you know, if I don't get up and I go and make things happen, you know, this whole group is going to go to extinction. You know, there's something about her being like, you know, I have to save us. I have to go and do something. Even if she has to go and show herself in her face. She's like, okay, yeah, I will go. I will go and do it. Like, what do I have to do? You know, she's fearless. She's fearless like this. She's also very active. She's not lazy at all. She's not afraid. It's like, okay, sorry guys, I got disconnected. Sorry, I'm back. But there's something about her changing the dynamic of the group as well, and I think that she will get very great results, and she will be able to celebrate in like an outcome with the group. She will be able to sort of bring the trophy. I don't know. Could it be that she could sign herself up for a sort of like a survival show or something like this? Where she can win something and she can be like, okay, yeah, this was my way to save us all. Like, yeah, Ace of Wands. Yeah. Yeah, but this is not so much about like communication or the internet. I think that it more has to do with her just getting very active and just moving, accomplishing, moving, this, you know, deciding. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy in here. A lot of energy. She could win a survival show. I know it. Yeah, there's something like very in a rush, very in a rush. Prince of Pentacles. Very in a rush. Like she's like, okay, I think that she's waiting for someone to be like, okay, you're good to go, go, do it. Because it's like she's like, okay, this is this is what I'm going to do, because you know, also there's something about her just probably being the one that you know is like, you know, I'm letting you know I'm doing this, because it's all about action. It's all about like, okay, I decided I'm going to do this, and I will go and I will do this, and that's it, you know. Yeah, she's like this. She has no time. She has no time. And this year is going to be a year of a lot of exposure for her. A lot of exposure. You're going to see her more. You're going to see her more. Like, not just like being on SNS, but you're going to see her more. You're going to see her more. Like in more shows, but yeah, I think that it all, I don't know about the group. I think that it more has to do with her, and then they get together with the group to celebrate. But I don't know if maybe because I don't see money in here, like I don't see money, so I wonder if she somehow is looking for a kind of a sponsor, or she's looking for some people that can like invest on them. So she's like in a hurry. She's like looking for opportunities to, you know, to talk about her in the group. But there's a like, I mean, I don't see like, I didn't see like poverty or a lack of resources, but I think that she has a vision. You know, she already, like, I believe that even from last year she already knew, like she entered this year just knowing that she has to speed up. You know, she has to speed up some processes. It's like, okay, I have to get this done. You know, I have to get this done. I have to go and do this, you know. So yeah, she's in a hurry. She's in a hurry, definitely. She's going to do well. Yeah, she's going to celebrate something. This is why when I saw the card of homecoming, I don't know why I think that she could win something. You know, she could win and just come back, you know, very pridefully with a prize, and she's showing off to everyone. I don't know. I don't know. I just see it like this. Okay, guys, I'm going to continue with the last one, and then I'm going to go. Okay, I'm going to continue with Rice Anton. Rice Anton. Yeah, definitely, I can see. Was he the one that he had a dating rumor or a dating something? Because I can see it here, and he actually was saved by a woman. He was saved by a woman. Definitely, I can see it here. I can see the girl. I can see the girl saving him. I can see the girl saving him. Actively being like, no, you don't talk about our connection like this. She really, like another one, the Hermit. The Hermit came up a lot today. But she really must be a true friend. She really must be a true friend because she defended him. This is her, Princess of Swords, Two of Cups, Three of Swords, Nine of Swords. Has a lot of nightmares, this guy. Two of Wands, and the Hermit. Yeah, this year is very challenging for him. This 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 year is very challenging for him. Mentally, he's not doing okay. Mentally, he's not doing okay. He's a bit traumatized, I would say. Yeah, with the Princess of Swords and the Two of Cups. See, this is why I was telling you. I see the person like sort of coming for his defense, and sort of defending their bond, their connection, their friendship, being like, yeah, there's a connection, but we are not romantically involved, you know. But I see her like very actively defending him. Is like get like sort of telling him like get on my back, like I will go and clarify this because I think that she also felt very angry. She felt like very and it's very interesting, because if you notice in here, this is why I love some cards. I love this. If you see the Princess of Swords, do you see how she's with the sword? She's dissipating the clouds. Do you see how she's dissipating the clouds with her words? So this is why she was like, no, you don't get to tell, like, to fabricate. This is why, guys, it's so dangerous, and you have to be careful when you say something. Like I was mentioning about doing certain readings for certain ships, because whatever you say, it can be translated to anything, and then it gets misinterpreted, or it gets misunderstood by certain people that they already have in their minds, they already have their narratives about what's going on with these idols. So I think that sometimes when you are a communicator, you need to be careful about what you say, because it can affect the person, it can affect the idol, and words cannot be taken back. Like, I think that the guy is really hurt. We have in the middle, we have the Three of Swords. He's very hurt. He's very disappointed. I think that I definitely can see the girl here standing up for him, being like, get out of the way. I'm going to do this. I'm going to defend you, because this is not okay. This is not okay. She was really angry. But yeah, I see him that he's a bit like, he's a bit heartbroken already. I think that he just feels so sorry. He feels so sorry for everyone involved. He feels so sad. Like how these things can come up like this, and it can lead to a lot of craziness happening. And I think that yeah, probably also with the Nine of Swords, there's this fear of him saying a word. He probably, if he has to continue working, he will not say that much. He will just, like, he probably has nightmares even. He feels just very sad. He feels very very disappointed. He's like, oh my God, all of this happened, in a second. So, yeah, I think that mentally he's not that strong. He's not that well prepared, to face these sort of like attacks, or these things that are happening, and a lot of things are happening for different rice members. So probably he also recluses in himself, and he doesn't talk to people about how he really feels about this. He probably is a bit traumatized as well for this. But yeah, with the two of wands, also this is Mars in Aries. I think that when it comes to work, he will go back to work. He will do what he has to do. He is an artist, so it's not that the guy will go missing or something like this. No, he will go. He will do his role. He will do what he has to do. He will participate. He will work harder. He will show the strength, the presence, and everything. But I think that this guy is sad. He's so affected by this. He's so affected by this. And we have the Hermit. We have the Hermit that is says six truths again. So I think that probably this year is going to be a lot of self-reflection for him. He probably is going to start to wonder a lot of things about his experience being an idol or being in this sort of environment. He probably will become a bit more quieter, a bit like more quiet. I don't know if actually he's a guy that talks that much, actually. But I think that if he was talkative, he will probably will become a bit much more reserved, because he's so shocked by this. He's like, what happened? He just doesn't comprehend. He doesn't. It's like everything happened so fast, and he was in the eye of the storm. He was like, oh wow, wow, okay, and I think that he's just so sorry for the people affected more than anything, and he just feels. I don't know if the word is humiliated, but I think that he just feels like he doesn't want to ruin this for the group. He feels a huge burden in him, about making things right. He probably feels a bit ashamed. He's like, oh my God, what happened? But yeah, humiliated. Yeah, yeah. I guess yes, 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 yes. Like there's this feeling, of and thank God for this girl. Thank God for this girl. A girl had to come out to defend him. Because if he was expecting from SM to defend him, he will be there writing an apology letters, I'm sure. But yeah, I think that he's so heartbroken. He's like, I feel so sad. Like I feel like this is what I told you. Remember one of the first readings that I did for Rise? I told you these guys are not ready mentally for what's to come. For what, the whole popularity and the whole exposure, what this brings. They are not ready mentally. They are not ready. And even though things are already settled and over somehow, he still has this feeling, this sort of post-traumatic, you know, ism don't defend nobody. Yeah. Yeah, he got the tower. Yeah, he got the tower, yeah. He also feels like his whole stability is shaking. He feels like, okay, like everything we built is shaking, is like sort of unstable because of me. He feels so guilty, it's because of me, it's because of me. Um,
Oh, poor guy. But yeah, guys. And then you wonder why idols don't share anything with the fans, with people, because people are, they just love to invade their spaces. They love to invade them and their loved ones, and and make their own crazy assumptions, and this is why you know we should be careful always about what we say and how we say it, because these poor people, they never recover from this, and they never can like be themselves again, even if they smile to the cameras, their mind is affected, Okay, guys, this was nice. I know I have other Aries idols that I will leave them for Wednesday or for the next, for probably for the other Saturday, because on Wednesday we do another kind of dynamic. So, so yeah, but nevertheless, um, Aries season is just starting, so there's no rush actually. I just remember there was a girl on TikTok who did face reading for idols, and she said Mina was very into it. Look, I don't know how to say it in Spanish. Ah, yeah, I know what is very into that. It's like very moody. Mm. Yeah, but actually, it's her. I mean, if it's face readings, it's just her face, And this is something that Aries people, they do get this bad reading of their faces because they always look annoyed. If you have to read an Aries face, you will always get that they have like a bad temper because they always look like they're about to fight you. Always, always, always. Even when they really like you or they're just paying attention to you, they look at you like this. Like they're like always. My dad does the same. My dad does the same. I always, ever since I have memory, I will always be like, Dad, change your face. Relax your face. Relax your eyes. Like you are looking like you're pissed. Like you're angry. And he's like, no, not at all. Yes, you do. Why are you looking at people like that? Relax. And that's something that I often I would emulate that. Then people would be like, are you upset? And I would be like, no. No, because I was looking at you and you were frowning. So I would sort of scold my dad about this, like you have to fix it. But then I ended up doing the same, like having the same gestures as him. But yeah, I guess you sort of like emulate what your parents do. But yeah, I would do that as well. I would be like, and maybe I would be just concentrated, but I would be looking like I'm angry. And people would always ask me, like, are you upset? No, I'm not upset. Yeah, yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, because there's something in here, like, yeah. Is the Martian energy. Definitely, guys. Definitely. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys, for being here. I love those people who have resting smiling face. um and I will see you on Wednesday. Yeah. Then I will do another post on Wednesday so we can do Another dynamic for Wednesday, maybe some friendship readings. True friendship readings. I'm not going to do this sort of hypothetical. How do you say it in English? Hypothetical friendship readings. No readings. Friendships, real friendships. I'm going to do those on Wednesday. So yeah, guys. Let's see each other on Wednesday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Take like rest. Yeah, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.